Hello, you guys. It's Crystal Lopez here from crystalandcomp.com. How are you? I hope you are having a really great day. We're a little busy here. So I went to Walmart and spent $118.67 for this week's grocery haul. We are on a frugal budget, trying to shop as inexpensively as possible. There are 7 people in our home, 5 kids, plus myself and my husband. We have people in and out, family members that have dinner with us, in-laws that come over and have dinner with us, friends that have dinner with us. So we are always feeding a lot of people, it seems. So I'm doing everything I can to stretch our dollar as far as possible in this economy. And I'm going to show you what I got this week. We are also feeding people 3 meals a day. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My kids homeschool, so they're home all day, except for those that have a job and leave to go to work. So there's that. I do buy, currently for the last couple of months, I've been buying our cereals on sale based on the coupons that General Mills or Kellogg's is running with CVS or Walgreens. So we've been eating some cereal for breakfast, which I know is not the most ideal thing, but that is where we're at right now with the cost of groceries and the cost of things. So you've seen some of those videos. If you haven't seen them, you can go back and find them in our playlist because we've got some videos of that. All right, I'm gonna quickly show you what I bought today, and then, something got left out over there. And then I will go over item by item so that you can kind of see what I plan to do with it and why I bought what I bought, okay? All right, so you might have noticed that there are some convenience foods on the table, more than I've been buying recently, and that is part of why this week our grocery haul was over $100, where last week I was able to keep it under $100. So we will get to those items and I will talk a little bit more about them. I also took 3 of my kids to the store with me, which is kind of like a double-edged sword. So on one hand, if you've been here for any amount of time, I really don't like to grocery shop with kids with me because I feel like it can be distracting, and you end up spending more, and they, want to put things in the cart, and then there's these conversations that are happening about why we're not buying that, whatever. But on the flip side, it also can be a good thing because it allowed them to see just how expensive everything is right now. They were very mindful as we were looking at stuff. And I'm kind of in a routine. I'm buying the same kinds of things over and over again, but they got to see, wow, Mom, this stuff really is expensive. So I did grab 2 things of milk. I can get milk for about 60 cents a gallon cheaper at H-E-B, but I did not go to H-E-B this week because their deals were not, their loss leaders and current flyer was just not appealing to me. Doesn't mean that there wasn't good stuff on it. It just wasn't anything that I needed. So I skipped going to H-E-B, but I did grab these, and this is almost $1 cheaper a gallon than what I would have paid at Sam's. So Sam's milk is actually a bit more. Sorry, I've got kids in the kitchen doing some stuff. So I grabbed 2 things of milk. We go through quite a bit of milk. We have it with our cereal, and then I have kids that like to drink milk. So there's that. I did grab a watermelon. It is a staple right now on our grocery hauls, and it was hard to find a good one this time. I'm really hoping that this is a good one because, I don't know, it was slim pickings and most of them did not look good at all. And this was the bottom of the barrel. There weren't a bunch in there. The lady that checked me out was so sweet, and she said that they had been really, really, really busy today. So that was interesting. I guess people are getting their back to school stuff going and getting their watermelons because there weren't that many watermelons. I did grab 18 eggs, which I believe I did not look at egg prices while I was in there because I was a little distracted, but I'm pretty sure that egg prices are holding steady. I had looked earlier at what the cost of eggs were on the app, and I feel like it was $3 let's see, 333. Here we go. Here's the eggs, $3.97. So it was $3.97 for 18 eggs. I feel like that's what I've paid the last couple of times. So that price is holding steady. I don't know what 60 eggs cost, but if they're in the $13 range, then that's a good sign. The egg prices are sticking where they've been for a while, so that's good. All right, I did grab jalapenos. I need some of those, and I grabbed some more limes. I used up almost all my limes last week and didn't even get to make my salsa yet. So, and I told you guys in last week's grocery haul that I was going to use some leftover onions and it was grilled onions and grilled jalapenos that we had used in Jack's birthday. With Jack's birthday dinner, we grilled some burgers and we grilled up some jalapenos and onions and mushrooms, and we had a nice little collection of those in the fridge that had been cooked and just needed to be reheated. And I ended up using the onions and the jalapenos in a rice dish, a rice and black bean dish that I made that I also used my limes in. So I needed to get some more jalapenos, so we've got those, okay? All right. Then I have, I've been doing things this year in 2025 with my grocery budget that I never really thought I would do. And one of those things is buying meat in a tube, which has never been appealing to me, but I've done it. And it is not the ideal option, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. I think that there are obviously different qualities that you can get in a tube, but I've just never been a fan of buying meat in a tube. But we've done it now. We've done it quite a few times. I've bought turkey in a tube. H-E-B actually has some turkey for $2 a pound in a tube that's not bad. And we've bought some other things like, what is the other? Oh, we bought Lenny bought like 10 pounds of hamburger meat in a tube. It wasn't terrible. He got it at Sam's. It wasn't awful. So I told you guys that story. He misread. Well, he didn't misread. I think I told you guys the story. Jack, our 9-year-old, was at Sam's with him, and one of the things on the list was hangers. And he was just rattling stuff off the list and told my husband that it was hamburgers. And my husband was like, "That's weird. Why am I buying hamburger stuff? Okay, I didn't know that's what I came here for." And so he bought this big tube of hamburger meat, which we ended up using it in other things like some enchiladas that I have a video coming up of homemade enchiladas. And then we used it for Jack's birthday dinner. But at the end of the day, my point is the meat was not terrible. It wasn't terrible at all. It's just not the way I wanted to buy meat. And I never thought that I would be buying chicken legs in a bag like this. I have always just kind of turned my nose up at these. You can get chicken thighs or chicken legs like this, and I have just never been interested in it. I have always felt like it's just a bunch of stuff thrown in a bag. It's different than the frozen chicken legs or chicken breasts or chicken thighs that you get that are like freeze-dried first, not freeze-dried, but they're flash frozen first so they don't stick together, where these are not frozen, they're raw. So I'm gonna have to take these apart and bag them up. But you know what? This was $1 a pound. And I'll be honest with you, like I said, I had 3 of our kids with us, and one of them was a teenager, and I said, "What do you think? Does that gross you out to buy chicken like that?" And he goes, "No, it's $1 a pound. Not bad at all. That's a good price." So 5 pounds, it was actually $5 and some change, just a teeny tiny bit over $1 a pound. Let me see if I can find the exact price on the shopping list. Hold on. Where is it? $5.46 for 5 pounds. So, when chicken legs go on sale at H-E-B, I can get them for 99 cents a pound. Now, I know that they also offer the 99 cents a pound that has the barbecue or lemon pepper on it, but their sales cycle also offers every so often plain chicken legs with no seasoning on them for 99 cents a pound. So that's actually the best deal. This is just a tiny bit over 99 cents a pound, but I'm going to break this up and we're going to have some chicken legs. We've been eating a lot of chicken legs actually. Okay. And then for lunches, I did get some honey ham and some oven roasted turkey. So my kids they will make themselves either sandwiches traditionally, or they will make grilled cheeses. We have cheese in the fridge still that they can make grilled cheeses with, so we have a sandwich maker. I'll have to show that to you one day soon. But the sandwich maker, Jack and Luke Henry, mostly Jack, he likes to take the sandwich maker and put the bread in it, and then he'll put cheese and one of the lunch meats, and then he closes it, and you have a piece of bread on top and a piece of bread on the bottom, and it seals it together. And so it's like a hot ham or a hot turkey and cheese sandwich, and he really likes that. So I grabbed 2 of these. This is also good stuff to have to put into omelets too, but also just to have a traditional sandwich. It works for that as well. So those were a little over $3 a piece, I believe. I don't want to have to search for everything on this receipt, but I feel like they were right at $3 a pound. So, all right, let's talk about the next thing, and that is this ground chicken. So I know that I've told you guys that I have bought chicken so that I can grind it, and we're doing that. However, I found this today, so I was going to get ground turkey. Ground turkey is right at $5 a pound. This was $3.80 a pound for ground chicken. And actually, I could have bought the Walmart brand for like, I don't know, 10 cents less a pound. I probably should have grabbed that, but they did not have enough. They only had one. And so I just bought these 3 because it was all the same brand, and it was pretty comparable. And, you know, it was right at a 10-cent difference. But it's crazy to me that we have arrived at a place where ground chicken is cheaper than ground turkey or ground beef by like $1.50 a pound. This way to do it is going to be to grind it yourself. So that is on my list. I've got chicken in the freezer to do that with, and I will show you how I'm going to do it. So we'll get to that. Goodness, we've got lots of distractions today. Okay, I did grab these 2 things of garlic bread. They are a little over $2 a piece, but it's going to make it easier to, I'm running low on butter. I need to go to Sam's. It's so much cheaper to buy butter at Sam's. And so I didn't want to overspend on butter at the store. I've got like a stick and a half left. But instead of making my own garlic bread with either olive oil or butter, I just went ahead and bought these 2 for $2, a little over $2 a piece. And they're already frozen. They're really good. We like having them. I did not buy any of the clearance garlic bread because the last 2 times that I've bought it, it was molded. And so I bought them on the clearance rack where they expire that day, came home and used them or wanted to use them that day. And there was mold on the inside and on the outside of the bread. So it's in that package that you can't see inside. I won't be buying it again. But I will buy other clearance breads. They just didn't have any plain Italian bread over in the clearance section. And then I would have had to have put all the stuff on it myself. So this was just easier, serves a purpose for right now. Yes, it is a convenience food. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's not too terribly more expensive. All right, we are out of coconut aminos, so I did go ahead and grab soy sauce. That was $3.77, which was kind of pricey actually. All right, then I grabbed 3 more cans of crushed tomatoes because I'm going to make homemade spaghetti sauce again. I grabbed a loaf of bread. I grabbed a container of grits. I was watching someone's grocery haul and they purchased grits, and I haven't had grits in a while, and I love grits. So we will have grits and eggs and toast one morning for breakfast, and that will be delicious. And this will last us a couple of breakfasts. So this can go into the pantry and we can eat on it for a while. So that's good. All right. I did get a bag of bread flour, and so the teenager that went with me, I let him get this. It was a little over $1. I think it was $1.24. And then Luke Henry wanted one of these ramens, and it was $1. So I let them both get one of these. And then Jack had some birthday money, and he was wanting a thing of candy that was much more than $1. And I told him if he got that, he was going to have to use his birthday money. So he did. And those are the special things that the people left with, and that's the extent of that. So that's that. All right, and then macaroni and cheese was $1. The Kraft macaroni and cheese was $1 a box. We are down to like 2 boxes of mac and cheese in our house, which is shocking. So I did grab this 5-pack, and it made them just a little bit less than $1 a box. I think this was $4 and... what was it? $4 and like 88 cents, I think. Yeah, $4.88 for 5 of them. So that made it a little less than $1 a box. So grabbed those. And then spaghetti, this is the cheapest way to buy spaghetti at Walmart. So this was $3 and some change for 4 of them. I did grab 2 of these. These will be either a dinner or 2 lunches. I haven't decided yet, but these are great. These bean burritos. I will show you how to do these. They are so good. I just take them and put them in a pan, and then I put queso on top. And I actually have some, Velveeta cheese left over. It's the store brand Velveeta cheese that's left over in the fridge from when we made enchiladas when my mom was in town. So I'm going to take some of that, probably maybe mix a little bit of like Rotel tomatoes with it or something, and pour it on top. I make this, I don't make it all the time, but I've made it many times during my kids' childhood, and it's really good. It makes a great lunch or a great dinner. So that was a convenience item, and you could get the store brand or the name brand, and the store brand was significantly cheaper, like $1.50 cheaper per 8 count. So that was a good price. All right, so my kids did ask for what are these called? They wanted pizza pockets, and I just kind of went back and forth on it. The store brand was $12.46, I think, where to get the name brand was $12 and I think 46 cents. To get the store brand was $9.98, so they're less than $1 a piece. And I told them, because this is what happens when you buy stuff like this. So this is a lunch item. And when you buy stuff like this, they're gone in a day. Like everybody has 2 and they're all gone. And I told them, you may have 1 for a lunch and then something else, but these need to last. Everybody needs to be able to get one. I mean, I don't want one and my husband won't want one, but all the kids need to be able to get one, and you're not going to just sit down and eat them all at one time. So we were in agreement on that, and that was their special treat. And then, well, not special treat, but that was a special request for lunch that I got them. All right, so that's a convenience food. Costs more. We should really learn how to make them ourselves, to be honest, but the price is not that bad, less than $1 a piece. Then I did grab these bacon and egg cheese croissant sandwiches. So one of my kiddos has been working some early morning shifts, and instead of spending money going through the local donut shop to get bacon, egg, and cheese croissant sandwiches, here's 4 of these, and this was like $5 and some change. So that, I think that's how much they were. So that makes them right at $1 a piece. Let me see if I can find those. Yep, $5.78. That's what I paid for those. So there's that. All right, I needed tortilla chips, so there's that. That was $2 and some change. We already did this. Pizzas. We are fans, or my kids are fans of the Great Value pizzas that are comparable to DiGiorno's, and they are $4.97 a piece. They've really upped their pizza game. They have all kinds of flavors. They are very competitive with the DiGiorno as far as the flavors and the options that they have available. So I have one kid that he's not going to eat these. He's not going to eat this. He will eat the mac and cheese at lunch. He's not going to have any turkey sandwiches. He's allergic to peanut butter. So this is the kind of thing he likes to have for lunch. I don't know. He might eat one of these. Luke, do you think Matthew will eat pizza pockets?
Yeah.
Will he? Okay. But he really loves having cheese pizza for lunch. So he will make, he'll make one of these and share with somebody. So that's 2 lunches for him and someone else. And then this one, the little kids really wanted a pepperoni one. So these things right here are lunch items, as well as the mac and cheese is a lunch item. So those are good things to have on hand that the kids can make themselves for lunch while I'm working, and be done with it and just take care of themselves. Okay, did I already say these chips? I think I did, to go with chips and salsa. So that is it. That is everything that we got. We got some breakfast items, some lunch items, and some dinner items. Plus, I still have a freezer and pantry and inside freezer that is full of all kinds of things. So this will supplement our meals. That's my husband's phone ringing. This will supplement, and this is what we will eat in a week. So stuff for spaghetti, multiple chicken dinners, plus I have other chicken in the freezer, plus I've got a little bit of pork chops, plus I have some pork tenderloins in the freezer, and that's plenty to get us through for the next week. And I'm going to make spaghetti tonight, and we will have spaghetti for 2 or 3 days because I'm about to make a bunch of it. So we have got, our kids have a friend in town, and then they have another friend that is coming over to hang out. And we're going to have a full house in just a little bit. So I got to get dinner going for a lot of people. All right, guys, there you go. There you have it. That's what we're making. This is our grocery haul for the week. Again, $118.67 is what we spent. And yeah, we're going to have some good dinners. And then at the end of the week, we'll use our leftovers to make homemade stir fry, and we'll use our soy sauce with that. Okay. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Let me know in the comments, where are you grocery shopping? What kind of deals are you getting? What are you buying? What are you buying for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I want to know. All right. And where are you finding the best deals? All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.